Hey everybody, welcome to my live. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Laura Rodrick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and today is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. So I'm really excited about the video class that I'm going to share with you tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're starting to get into Christmas, and it's not too early because Christmas isn't that far away. I'm not going to throw out numbers because I feel like that stresses everybody out. Every time I see a post on Facebook that talks about how many days till Christmas, I'm already starting to get stressed because it still kind of feels like summer here, and I'm not quite ready to get into decorating and stuff like that. Cards, yes, because you want to make those in advance. All right, so I'm going to just wait a second, let some people hop on. Let me make sure I'm coming up on Facebook. Good. Perfect. All right, if you jump on, say hello. Every week I do a Facebook Live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And then I also post the video to my Facebook business page with links to products and things that you can sign up for, and also on my YouTube channel. So you can catch me there too and find the links to everything there as well. Okay, I don't want to spend too much talking because we're going to have a lot of fun tonight crafting these cards. So this is the card that we're going to craft tonight. And this is a shutter card. And I thought it'd be super fun to do this Christmas card. It opens, it's a gatefold card in the front, and you remove the belly band. And then when you open it on the inside, it reveals a beautiful Christmas tree. So that's a lot of fun. So we're going to do this card in 3 different ways. So I have 2 alternatives to show you as well. So let me turn my camera down and we're ready to get started. All right. Let's see. Are we pretty good? I think so. Okay. All right. Let me just pull my chair up a little bit and get closer. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about tonight is I'm offering another card class. This one is Merriest Moments Card Class Kit, and it's made with the Merriest Moments bundle from Stampin' Up. So let me show you the cards in this kit. So what I'm doing is we're going to actually do this Facebook Live, and this Facebook Live is going to be on November 29th. Okay, so now is the time to go ahead and order your kit so you have all the supplies so you can craft along during the live and make the cards as we go along. So here's one of the Christmas cards. These cards are ultra sparkly and festive. There's a lot of gold, a lot of shimmer in these cards, and we're using a lot of different kinds of products. You'll get the make and takes to make all 4 of these shiny cards, including all the products to make them. What you will need is the Merriest Moments bundle from Stampin' Up, which is a stamp set and a die set to cut out the dies. And it makes really 4 beautiful cards. In addition to that, I will send you the project kit. You'll have the link to the video that we're going to do. And then also you're going to get over $25 worth of Stampin' Up product. So I'm going to send you a half a pack of this beautiful designer series paper. I'm going to send you a spool of this gold ribbon. And then I think I'm sending you a whole package of these little festive pearls as well. So you're going to get a bunch of products so you'll have stuff left over to use in the future. So the cost is $32 for the kit plus $8 for shipping. So that's a total price of $40. The deadline for this is November 2nd. I'll ship the kits around the 16th of November. And then, like I said, we'll go live on the 29th to actually make the card kits. So if you'd like to order the kit, just message me, email me at sunshineandsparklestamping@gmail.com, or you can just message me with your email address and I'll send you information on buying the kit. Okay, so on to tonight's card class. So I'm working out of the mini catalog this evening, and we're going to be working with this Lights Aglow suite. So we're going to use some of the paper and some of the embellishments and the dies and the stamps to make this first card tonight. So this is on page 30 and 31 in the mini catalog for the holidays. So these are the cards we're going to make tonight. This is the one that I just showed you with the Christmas tree inside. We're also going to do a fall version of it. And this one is going to open up to reveal a pumpkin inside. Okay, and then the third one, I did another Christmas version, and I did it with another set with some poinsettia. I love poinsettias at Christmas. So some poinsettia paper, and this one is going to open up and reveal some words. So you don't have to have a picture in the middle. You can do words revealed in the middle too. So we're going to do all three of these cards. So we're going to get started because these cards might take a minute because there's a lot involved, a lot of measuring. And if you want a measurement and supply sheet, I have that, and I can email that to you if you would like it. Okay, so here's the actual stamp set. We're going to use this big Christmas tree stamp of the Christmas lights. This brightest glow stamp set. This has beautiful Christmas greetings on it. We're going to use several of these tonight. Here is the die set, and I already have some of the die set aside, like the Christmas tree die is off to the side already for me, ready to go and ready to use. Look at the snowflakes too. This is a really fun set. And then also for this this first set, the card, I am going to use, do I have it here? The Scalloped Contours dies that we pretty much use all the time. All right, oh, and I'm also going to use a label die from another one of the favorite Stylish Shapes dies. So we're going to use this die right here for that. So that's everything we're going to use for that. Oh, one more die set. I kind of went crazy with the die sets. This is from the Lights Aglow Suite, and this is the Lights Aglow dies. And we're going to use this pretty label right here for the front of our belly band. Okay, so let's get out our pieces. Lots of pieces for this card. And let's just start from the beginning. I'm going to kind of arrange things. So our card base, I have Cherry Cobbler. And this is 8.5 by 5.5. And I've scored each side at 2 1/8. Okay, and then it folds in the middle like that. So just your basic card base for a gatefold card, Cherry Cobbler. Okay, and then the inside pieces, let me get these organized here. I'm using the Lights Aglow Designer Series paper. And let me just show you this paper really quick. If you guys haven't seen this, it's beautiful, beautiful paper. All kinds of different Christmas colors. And it's all like already pre-embossed in gold. And absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Lots of things we can use that on. So on the inside, we're going to have this piece that's going to go right in the middle and reveal our tree. We're going to use some of that same paper on the outside on the two little gates in the front of the card. And let me put on my glasses so I can see what these are. These are 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. These two pieces that go on the front. Okay. This side, this one in the middle is 6 inches, and that's all we had to work with because this paper is a 6 by 6 Designer Series paper. And I've scored it at 1/4 inch on the top, 1/4 inch on the bottom, and then I used the Scalloped Contours dies just to cut out with a die the middle of this right here. The inside gates are going to be made with Evening Evergreen. Okay, and these are 5 by 2 inches. And they're scored at 3/8 on each side. So those are going to go in the inside. We're going to use some of these other pieces for die cutting. So I've got a lot of extra green to do our embossing and die cutting. I've got a little label cut out. I've already cut out the labels. This is Cherry Cobbler, that label I showed you. These two pieces are going to go on top of the inside gate on the Evening Evergreen, and that's that same Designer Series paper with this beautiful green print, the Evening Evergreen. Even this other side that's not embossed is really, really pretty. I like when there's small patterns. I think it's easy to work with and easy to make cards with. So this one is 4 3/4 by 1 1/2 inch for 2 of those. Okay, so before we start assembling card, oh, and then I also have this for the belly band. This is Evening Evergreen. It's 1 inch by 10 1/2 inches. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to do our stamping and embossing. All right, so I've got 2 pieces right here, and also this label that I've already cut out of the Cherry Cobbler. These are the 3 pieces that we're going to stamp and emboss and then die cut. Okay, so anytime we emboss, we're going to use our Versamark stamp pad. So I'm going to get that out. And so let's do the easy one first. I'm using this Merry Christmas from that sentiment set I showed you. And I'm just going to ink this up with the Versamark. Make sure I've got this in the camera so you can see it. And put this right in the middle of our label. And it's going to be hard to see because it's a clear, but hopefully you can see the Merry Christmas on there. We're going to take some gold embossing powder. Let's see if I can do this without putting my fingers in the embossing. And we're just going to sprinkle some powder over. Do you guys like to heat emboss? I do. I love doing it. It's lots of fun. It's really easy to do. It only takes a few minutes. Okay, and then I'm going to get my my heat tool, and I'm going to just use these little reverse tweezers to hold it so I don't burn my fingers because it's close to the paper. And then we'll just run our heat tool over this. Okay, that was quick and easy, and you can see how pretty that came out. I love gold accents at Christmas time. I just think they're so pretty. I have a lot of gold accents in my house at Christmas. I have a downstairs Christmas tree that's pretty much white and gold ornaments and all kinds of pretty things on it. I love it so much. Okay, let's do our tree and our other sentiment. So the smaller sentiment says to you and yours this Christmas. Now, if you think that's redundant because it says Merry Christmas on the front, you can take a little bit of Post-it tape and Post-it tape over the bottom part so it comes out just saying to you and yours. Okay, I'm going to do the whole thing for sake of time here. And I'm just going to stamp it in the middle. And then I'm going to get out that big Christmas tree. Hi, Pam. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for watching. I'm going to ink this Christmas tree up really well and just go right in the middle. And then we're going to use embossing powder and get those embossed too. Then we should have all our pieces ready for assembly. Now, this one's a little bit bigger, so let's see if I can get it on there without getting it all over the desk. And that looks pretty good. All right, let's get our heat tool again and finish these off. Minimal amount of powder on the desk this time. Okay, those came out really pretty. Let me hold them up a little bit closer so you can see what they look like. Look at that tree, isn't that pretty? And we're gonna embellish it even more to make it even prettier. Okay, so the next thing we wanna do is take some dies and cut these pieces out. So this die will cut out the Christmas tree. This die will cut out our sentiment right here. For the sake of time, I've already pre-cut them. So we're ready to go. All right, so let's bring back our card. Let's do the outside first. I'm going to take that DSP and just adhere it to the outside of the card. Nice and easy. I can get the angle right on this. Okay. And we'll just center this up right there. Everybody having good weather? this week. I think some people got slammed with some really cold weather. I heard there was a little bit of snow in Chicago. And then this morning I saw Michigan got hit with some big snow. So I hope y'all are warm and cozy wherever you are. We had a cold front, but our cold front, you know, it was like 69, 70 something degrees. So we cannot complain about that. But I think it's going to be back high 80s by the weekend. Okay, so that's the outside. Now we can start working on the inside. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this piece of DSP that we've already cut, and I'm going to carefully fold it where I've scored it. Now I scored it very lightly because this is very thin paper. It's not like our thick cardstock, and so it will rip. So I want to make sure this doesn't rip. So I'm just going very gently with this. I'm not even going to use my bone folder, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so I'm going to start by gluing part of this at the top. And I'm going to use seal. I would recommend a really strong glue. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me get some tear and tape out, because this is one piece you want to be really strong glue. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little tear and tape to adhere this. We'll see how that works, because this kind of has to stand the test of opening and closing. So I think that's pretty good. Make sure that's on and get that lifted up. Okay, now we're just going to center this and put it down right near the top. We've got a little bit of room, so it doesn't have to go all the way exactly to the top. And as you can see, I did not put that on straight. And like I said, that is some super sticky tear and tape, so I need to make sure I get this straight the first time, which I did not. All right, and it kind of ripped my paper up a little, so I'm going to put this up a little bit higher. Okay, I think that's pretty good in the middle. And I've got just a little bit of fuzz up here, but I can just kind of sand that off a little bit so it looks good. Okay, then I'm just going to fold this up because we're not ready to do the bottom part yet. Now we want to put our Christmas tree down. So I think I'm going to want my Christmas tree right about here. So I'm kind of just eyeballing where I'm going to put the top of my tree. And I'm just going to put that down with some seal, so it's nice and flat. You want to make sure whatever you put in the inside is nice and flat, so it's not rubbing on your gates when you put them on. Okay, so that's going to be our Christmas tree. I think that's in a pretty good spot right there. All right, next we're going to work on the inside gates. So I'm going to make sure that these, let me actually get my bone folder out for this. Like I said, these were scored at 3/8 of an inch. And I just want to get a nice crease on these. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere my DSP right now to the outside of those. Oh, I started. Is that plus? No, Stampin' Seal. Okay. I thought I grabbed my plus by accident. This one I've got a little bit tighter of a border. So that's one piece. Here's the other piece. Now, so the next part is probably the trickiest part that we're going to do. And that's just making sure we put the gates, the inside gates, where they are. And so what's going to happen is they're going to be attached right here. And that way when this flap goes, this will go with it. And I think what I did last time was I set it like this and then folded it over, and that worked. Now, if you'll notice, these are not going to come, it's not going to close completely. There's still going to be a little bit of a gap, and that's okay. All right. So I'm just going to run my seal right here. Let me do it along here first. Right along the edge right there. And I'm going to place it right in the middle and to the side, so it's just almost touching the crease, and I'm just going to close it like that. Okay, and that's how we want it to be, just like that. So let me do the other side now, and we'll put this one same place. Make sure that they're even going across. That looks pretty good. And we will just close this up and press it down. Now we have our inner gates, okay? So now we're going to press this a little bit, and we can take our bottom piece and we can go ahead and adhere it down, and then our mechanism is complete. So let me put some adhesive here, and I'm not going to use the tear and tape again. I'm just going to use a little bit of seal this time. Okay. And let me get some of this off because it's going to be hard to work with that. Now I'm going to need my glue gun to get that back off. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to fold these in a little bit, and then we're just going to take this and fold it underneath so that our gates are on the inside of it, and press it down, and then that's it. Now let's work with this for a second to make sure it closes properly. And sometimes you have to warm up the paper a little bit, and that's okay. And there is our mechanism. So let me just press this down and warm it up a couple more times to make sure it's going to open and close right. Okay, so here I gotta make sure this piece, it looks like this gate didn't totally go inside, so let me fix that. That's why it's kind of sticking a little bit. Okay, that should work better now. Oh, perfect. Okay, works perfectly now. We've warmed it up and it's good to go. All right, so let's finish the inside now. We have the sentiment that we already cut out, embossed, finished, all ready to go on. We're just going to put some seal right in the middle, right there. To you and yours this Christmas. Now let's decorate the tree because that's really important. So I'm using two different things for that. The first I'm going to use is these adhesive back pearls, and these are in the cherry cobbler, which matches our paper. And let me just get out my little tool here, and I'm just going to take a bunch of these really pretty festive pearls and decorate the tree like they're little ornaments. And they match perfectly, don't they? And don't they look pretty against the gold? So we'll just do a bunch of those. Maybe two more, like that. And I think that looks pretty good. And then I didn't think that was enough. It could be if you wanted to be. You could also do the gold or the silver ones if you wanted to. But I took some of the sequins, and these are adhesive backed seasonal sequins. And I used the gold ones, and I used the little ones that were gold. So I'm just going to put some of these sequins as ornaments also, kind of in between where we put the other ornaments at. And I think it makes for a really beautiful festive tree on the inside. So pretty. Whoops. Go ahead, stick down. One more, I think. Let's see. Maybe there's a little hole right there. Okay. All right, let me make sure these are all stuck down. And that's the inside of our card. Isn't that pretty? All right, so now we need to do our belly band on the outside. Put some of my toys away. And we're starting with this piece of Evening Evergreen. And all we're going to do is just wrap this around. I didn't score it or anything. I'm just going to wrap it around so it's going to meet in the middle. It's going to go around the back like this and just fold around to the middle. You want it tight, but a little bit loose so that it's able to slide up and down, okay? Then I'm just going to use a little bit of seal to seal that up. Whoops, hold on. It's always better on a flat surface. There we go. All right, and line that up. Good. And what we're going to do over the top is take our Merry Christmas label. Before we do that, I want to add a little bit more. I'm going to add some of this pretty gold ribbon. And I'm just going to wrap it around and then just cut it so it's just adds like another little bling piece on the belly band just to make it a little bit more festive. So I'm going to add just a little bit of seal on the back just to kind of hold the ribbon in place on the back side. Okay. And then same thing on the inside. And I can go all the way across here because I'm going to have a label there so nothing's going to show. And just bring both sides of the ribbon like that. and in like that, and so that's nice and sealed. I'm going to take some dimensionals to put the label on, and so I'm just going to randomly put some right here, right where the seams of the ribbon and the seams of the belly band are, and we'll just put that right across the front. Okay, that's pretty, right? And then let's just embellish it just a little bit further. And so what I'm using for that is the gold holly leaves, and these are really pretty. So I'm just going to take 2 of these gold holly leaves out of here. They have small ones and big ones in this package. And I'm just going to adhere these with a glue dot. So let me lift this up here. I'll put one right there. And then I'm going to get some more of those little cherry cobbler gems and just make little holly berries right here too. So there's my 2 leaves. Let me get some more of those really pretty cherry cobbler gems out. And we'll put 3 of them on, just our little bunch of holly berries. And that's it. Our card is complete. All right, let me know if y'all like this card. I think it's really pretty. I think it'd be fun to give to somebody for Christmas. Let me know if you feel the same. And that's our first card. Now, I did this in a couple other versions because I thought it would be fun. So the next one I want to show you is a fall version. Maybe you'd like to give a card like this to someone in the fall. So I used the Rustic Harvest set for this one, and I'll show you some of the pieces that I used for it. So let me open this one, and this one opens up to a pumpkin on the inside. All right, so let's get started on that one. So I'm using the Hello Harvest bundle, and that includes the stamp set right here. We're going to use the Hello stamp. We're going to use these pretty flowers. We're going to use Wishing You the Loveliest Day for the inside. And then I'm also going to use some of the dies in this set. They have the little curlies that go by the pumpkin, the tendrils. I'm going to use this 2-piece pumpkin die. And then I also have the die for the label that says Wishing You the Loveliest Day, and also the die that goes around the flowers. Okay, so let's get out our pieces for that. Same measurements now because we're doing the same card, so I won't go through all the measurements again. Just different everything, different cardstock, just totally different. So this time I used Cajun Crave for the card base. I love Cajun Crave. It's a beautiful fall color. I used the Harvest DSP, and let me just show you really quickly what we have for that. This is the Rustic Harvest DSP. So lots of fun fall patterns in this one. We've used some of these before with the cards. So that's where I got that from. And we just have the 2 pieces we're going to do on our gatefold. But just like the last time, before we start assembling anything, let's do our stamping. So we're going to stamp a couple of different things. First, we're going to stamp the flowers, and we're going to do our stamping in Memento because we're going to do some coloring with blends. This class is taking a little bit longer tonight because there's a lot of steps to these cards, so I hope y'all don't mind. So, stamping the flower, really pretty. I'm going to use some other colors for stamping the other things. So I'm going to use the Cajun Craze that matches the cardstock to do stamping Wishing You the Loveliest Day. And we've got some room on our scrap piece of basic white up here. And that's it for that. And then I'm going to stamp the Hello in Mossy Meadow. And let's see, did I pull that one? See if I pulled that already. Nope, I sure didn't. Okay, so let's just mount that. And I have this little label that was cut from that same set of dies, which is the Stylish Shapes dies. I love a nice pre-cut label, especially with this little stitching or dotting around it. It just adds just a little bit, which I think looks really pretty. So there's our Hello piece. Okay, so for the flowers, we're going to do some coloring, and we did the same coloring with another card before. So I'm going to just start with my dark So Saffron and just do the inside of the flower petals. And I'll kind of go through this quickly. This coloring goes pretty quick on this one. And then I'm going to do, there's a couple buds I'm going to do in this darker saffron color right here too. And then we'll just shade in the rest of the flower with the light. Nice and easy, little sunflowers for fall, very pretty. Do y'all have a favorite flower that you love? Growing up, my favorite flower was always carnations. I love the smell. They were just so pretty, and they were always in my favorite color, which was pink. Okay, I'm going to take the Cajun Craze, because that also coordinates with what we're doing, and do the inside of the sunflowers in Cajun Craze. And then I'm going to do these little puffy dots. Just do the inside of these dots also in the Cajun Craze. And then the last color we're going to color with is the Mossy Meadow. Let me put my stamp pad away. And so there's a lot of leaves and they're very small. So this takes a second just to make sure you kind of stay in the line, which I'm not super good at. But I'm just going to try and get all these leaves colored in. And you get the idea. I won't finish that up. So like I said before, we've got our labels. We're going to take our labels. We're going to cut out the flowers. We're going to cut out this label right here. And I've already done that in advance, so we can move along on the card. You can see it's exactly the same as we are coloring right now. So that's all set, and we're ready to start putting our card together. Okay. So again, let's start with the outside. And we'll use some seal to put these pieces on the outside of the gatefold. And these were again 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And we'll just adhere these to the outside. Nice and easy. Okay. So that's the outside of the gatefold all set. Let's start working on the inside. So for this one, I used that same DSP that, was it Hello Harvest? Or what was that called again? Rustic Harvest. Why do I want to say Hello Harvest? Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. And this time we cut a circle out. And we did that with the Stylish Shape dies that I already showed you. We used the label for it. They have circles and squares, so we used some of the circles this time to cut that out. And I cut it almost, I left a little bit at the top part and a bigger part down here because we're going to do our sentiment down here. So just like before, let's take a little bit of adhesive of your choice and put this near the top. Let's see if I can get this one a little bit more centered. It's hard to see with, you know, let me put it upside down. That'll be much easier to make sure that it's centered. Okay, I'm just leaving a little bit at the top, which is fine, just like that. Okay, we're gonna flap that up and start working on our gatefold insides. Again, these are scored at 3/8 of an inch. And I used Mossy Meadow for the inner gate. And this time I didn't put any DSP across the front of it. I just left it just plain green for the gatefold, right like that. Okay, so those are ready to go. Let's do the inside. And for this one, I wanted to do a little bit of a background color. So I have this So Saffron piece that I'm just going to adhere right here, and it's just a square. And make sure it comes all the way where it goes. That's perfect. All right, so that's going to be a little bit of a background here. And then the pumpkin, I showed you the dies we used to cut the 2 pieces of the pumpkin, and I did those also in the Cajun Craze. So you have this piece, and this piece just goes on top. And that's going to make our pumpkin for the inside. So I'm just going to use a little bit of seal and put our pumpkin on. Okay, and let me just go ahead and adhere that. Now, where do we want this to go? We kind of want to line it up. So it's going to be Let me see the inside. Well, we've got the flowers to go on top, so I'm going to have it come down a little bit like this. Okay, and then we'll put the flowers over the top of it. So these are the flowers that we just colored and cut, and we're just going to put these like that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so that's going to be what opens up. I also used a couple little tendrils, and I think on the inside I just used one. So I'm just going to take this and just glue this down. And let me get my little glue pen to do that. It just adds another nice little detail, I think. Anything small, I like to use this glue because it's just so easy. It goes on nice and it works well. And we'll just have that coming off from the flowers, right like that. Okay, that looks pretty for our inside, right? So let's do our gates. Let's get these lined up where we want them to go. And again, these are going to be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive. Let me get a nice flat surface for the adhesive. So that's the first inner gate. And I'm going to kind of center it between the top and the bottom and right up to the folded edge right here. And then go ahead and flap that over. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. So this is a lot of measuring and cutting, but once you do that, it's a really easy card to make. And I think it looks really pretty. So I want to make sure these are lined up. Okay. I think that looks good. And put that down. All right, we've got our gates ready to go now. And we can adhere this final piece again. So I'm just going to flip it over to put some adhesive on this side. And we're ready to tuck it in and underneath. Let me make sure I get both the gates in this time. Trickiest part of the whole card right there, right? Okay. Now it ended up, I think the way I glued it, it's just a little bit warped, but I think it'll be okay. All right, let me warm up the paper again to make sure this is going to slide nicely. It's a little bit tight, and that's because I put it kind of a little bit too much towards the bottom. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to actually try and release the top a little bit and redo the top because I don't like where that's sitting. So just give me a second to, whoops, to unglue this. And I've entered into a fight with the paper. Okay, that's better. Now it's not. And let's just warm it up to make sure that it's going to open and close and not catch on anything like some extra glue. I think this one I had just a little bit low. All right, so let's practice with that a little bit. Sorry, this one's not as smooth as my first one, right? It's all a matter of where you put it. Okay, I think we got it now. It's nice and warmed up. It's working fine. Let's put a label on the inside. And we decided that we were going to use Wishing You the Loveliest Day, which is really nice when you open it up. I think it looks pretty. So that's that one right there. And let's close it up. Still having a little sticking on this one. It's my fault. Okay, let's do our belly band for this one. So again, we're just going to start by wrapping this around the back, just like that. And we'll use a little adhesive to seal that down. Okay, I know I am rushing a little bit and going a little bit fast, getting a little messy today. All right, so more of the Stitch Circles dies from that same set. And I just have some of that DSP and a little bit of basic white. Just a couple circle layers right there. And I kept this one pretty wide on the outside because I like to actually see the DSP behind there. We're going to do another one of the pumpkins. So I cut out 2 of them. So let's assemble this pumpkin right here. And then we can go ahead and put that down. All right. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room for the stem. And so the little stem piece is also a die cut from that set. And I just cut it out of black. And the reason I did that was because they kind of have black stems on the DSP and the black background. So that's why I did this in black. All right. So that's just going to go like that. I've got our stem. I'm going to put a couple more of those tendrils on there. What's the official name for these? Anybody know what this is? What these are called? I should look that up. I should talk to my friend Alexa about that. She would probably know. Okay. Whoops. Isn't this a pretty set with the pumpkins for the fall? Fall was always my favorite season in Chicago. Love it. And we'll just put these kind of towards the top. Just like that, and I think that looks really nice. Hold that down for a second. I'm going to pop up the sentiment. Whoa. I think I glued my finger. Just use a couple of dimensionals on this sentiment that we stamped already. And we'll just put the hello across the front. And we'll just use a couple more dimensionals to go ahead and put this across our belly band. Whoops. Forgot an important step. That's it. So that is the fall version of our card. And I think that's really pretty. I hope you guys like that. I think that'd be a nice card to give to somebody. All right, you guys still hanging in there with me? I know this is a long one. I have one more card to show you. And that is the same thing. This one I made with the poinsettia paper. And we just did the inside with some words. So same pieces, and we'll kind of hurry through this one because we're doing the exact same thing. This time I brought in some of the layering circles dies to do the cutouts for this one. I like to add just that little bit of border. And here's the pieces for this one. So if you like these cards and you would like the make and takes from this week, then all you have to do is place an order of $35 or more at my website by Saturday, and you'll receive these make and takes for free. So I will send you all the supplies for all 3 cards to make them. You will need the stamps yourself. We're not allowed to stamp anything, and the dies to do some of the die cutting. I may do some of the die cutting, but I definitely cannot send any stamped images. Okay, here's the host code for this week. So if you would like to do that, I will be happy to send you the pieces for these cards this week. Okay, let's start with the stamping. And I'm only going to stamp 2 things, and I'm going to stamp them in real red. All right, so I've got this long label, which came from that same Christmas set that we did. It came from the same set that we did this one with. That's another label in that set. So I'm going to take this long one, and I'm going to stamp, let's see, Happy Holidays. And 1 second to get my sentiment out. Okay, so I'm going to need this one, and then I'm going to do this one right here. That one will be good here. And I think this will be good here, hopefully. It's a little bit longer than the black, but we'll try it. All right, so I'm going to do this one right in the middle. And that did not come out well. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get another one really quick. And we'll try and do a better job. I was looking at that one from the bottom because I was trying to see if I could line it up from the bottom, and I need to just go straight over the top. So let's try that one again. Hopefully it's not the black that I'm using. If we have to do a third one, I'm going to say it's the black. Okay, that one came out better. So we'll use that one. And then this one says, hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. So we'll do that one right in the middle of this circle. Okay, so that is our stamping for this card. And let's get back to assembly. All right, so on the outside, we have this beautiful poinsettia paper. And let me show you this paper too. So this is Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper, and it has all kinds of beautiful greenery and poinsettia prints in here. There's some evergreen trees, holly berries and leaves, so really nice paper to play with. And I just have a couple pieces of the white background with the red poinsettias on it. All right, this goes on the outside, just like before. You guys decorate with a lot of poinsettias for Christmas? I like them. I know they're poisonous for dogs, so I don't really like to keep them anywhere where the dogs can get close to them, or where the leaves or flowers can fall to the ground and the dogs can get them, but I think they really are pretty and festive. Okay, ready to do the inside. And I'm just going to fold this along the score lines and add some adhesive. And again, we're going to center this at the top. Let's do it upside down again, because that seemed to work out last time for trying to get it centered. All right, that's good. Let me adjust my light a little bit because I'm getting a little bit of shadows here. Okay, doing the inside next, and we have our sentiment. Wait, hold on. What did I do with the sentiment? Here it is. And then one of those green scalloped circles to go in the back. So we'll just attach those together. And then we're going to want to put that right in the center. We used one of the scallop dies just to cut out the opening for this one. So that's going to go right here. So we can go ahead and adhere that down. I'm fighting with my seal tonight. So I want that right in the middle right here. Okay, time to go ahead and put our inside gates together. Okay, and this is also from that same paper pack, but it's just a different pattern with the red poinsettias on it. And we'll decorate those. That one there. This one doesn't have any gold. I made a Christmas card with no gold on it. That's crazy. Okay, there's our gates. We'll go ahead and adhere these. And let me make sure this time that I'm lining it up so I get a free slide on the bottom. I need some room on both sides. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Close that up. Last gate for the evening. Make sure these are about even. Good. I want to make sure this is straight. Okay. And that's that. We'll take this and add some adhesive right here. Now it's time to tuck this part again underneath. Trickiest part of the whole card is getting that tucked in. All right, warming it up. That works pretty good. I think we got it. we're going to add the Happy Holidays label. Now, as you can see, this is a little bit long. Now, we could leave it long and hang it over the edge if we wanted to, but I chose just to cut it off on either side. Make sure it's even. Just like that. And then use some seal for our inside sentiment. And on the outside of the card, I didn't put a sentiment, but we do have a pretty poinsettia. Okay. Inside, let's do our belly band. So what I've done with this is I took a piece of that poinsettia paper that I just showed you, and I basically just fussy cut this out right around the edges. So that's how I have that piece. And then I have a couple more of the circles. So this is the garden green and the basic white. And then I'm just going to put my poinsettia right in the middle of that circle. And that's going to go outside of our belly band. And we're actually not doing that bad on time. We're just under an hour right now, which we're usually 45 minutes to an hour. So we actually went through with these cards pretty quickly, considering all the steps there are to the card. Okay, we're going to take the garden green this time for our band and wrap it around. And just like on the first card, we're going to use a little bit of ribbon this time. So first, let me put some seal here. Okay. And this, do you guys remember this from last year? This ruffled red ribbon, that's what we're going to use today to go around our card. And that piece looks, it looks like I have a scrap. But it's definitely long enough. So let me put a little seal on the back side again to hold the back side down. And that looks good. And then I'll run across the front. Like I said before, this isn't really going to show. So I'm going to run this right across here so that stays in place, and do a little trim right here. And same thing on this side. I think this red ruffled ribbon adds a nice touch to it. I think this one went on back order last year too, so if you like this ribbon, get it right away. All right, dimensionals for the middle. And we'll pop that up. And then the last thing we're going to do for this card, see, isn't that a pretty belly band just to go up and down on our card like that? The last thing we're going to do is embellish it a little bit because we like our gems. So this time I'm using some of the red rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm just going to take some of these, they're all the same size in this packet, and put them where the holly berries are on the card here. Okay, whoops, bad aim on that one. Just like that. And don't they add a nice pretty festive touch? Let me show you on the, how that looks, like that. And I also added a couple inside on the label, so we can add those now, just two, one on each side of the Happy Holidays. One there and one there, just so we have a little bling on the inside too. Okay, so that is our third and last of our shutter cards. What do you guys think of this fun fold card? It's fun, right? It takes a minute, but it's super fun. I think these make nice cards to give to people. Let me show you what we did tonight. I'll bring them all in again so we can have another look at them. Let me just put the belly bands back on here. Okay, so we have our poinsettia ones. And we have the first ones that we made, which were the Merry Christmas with the beautiful tree inside. And then we also did our Hello Harvest, so we had a little bit of a fall theme. Okay, so let me show you. I want to show you what I have planned for next week. I've got some really fun cards for next week. Again, so I hope you can join me then. In the meantime, before I do that, I want to just share a couple really quick things with you. this birthday card organizer kit they have right now, and I think this is $25. I got mine finally. I know I told you I was gonna get it, and this kit is awesome. It's this beautiful binder, and on the inside it has pockets for you to put your cards, and each month for you to write down the birthdays. And I'm not that good at remembering birthdays, or I remember them and it's too late and I didn't get the cards out in time. I'm notorious for that. So I'm excited. I'm going to put all my names and dates in here and get some cards made and put them in. And then I'm going to be more organized this year. And then it comes in this nice little box. And it comes with a bunch of goodies inside too, including some cards. So it comes with instructions for the cards. It's almost like a paper pumpkin because you have all the different envelopes and pieces and little sparklies and everything you need to make the cards comes in this kit, including the glue. It's got adhesive, it's got dimensionals. So, I mean, what a bargain this kit is. And then you can get yourself organized. So think about ordering that if that's something you would like. I made some other cards, but I don't see them here. I'm not sure what oh, you know what? I think I put them in one of the envelopes already. I think because I was working in November. Here we go. So I have some cards in there already. So this is one of the cards and envelopes that the kit makes. That's really pretty. And here's another one that it makes. This one's a little bit more masculine. Happiest birthday card here. So it makes a bunch of these two designs of the cards. So you already have some cards to start with when you're doing. And then I just threw in some other cards that we've done recently in here as well. Okay, so there's that. Remember, the starter kit this month is $155 worth of product for only $99. This is a real bargain. If you like to get a discount, once you sign up, your next order, you'll get 20% off moving forward. So if you want information about that, go ahead and email me or message me on that. The paper pumpkin, mine came today. It always comes on Tuesday. So I just got mine today. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but I did open it up when I got home from work, and I can't wait to play with the paper pumpkin because look at these really cute stamps. I think they're just adorable. There's a little reindeer, a Santa. So I'm super excited to make the cards from this paper pumpkin set. And I'll show you all this next week when we do our live next week after I actually make the cards. But the next set is going to be called From the North Pole, and it's going to be a bunch of tags. And you can see it also has a really cute stamp. It's going to have a cherry cobbler stamping spot. So that's going to be a fun kit. You can order this through the 10th of October if you would like to get this paper pumpkin for next month. If you would like the measurement and supply sheet for tonight's projects, go ahead and email me or message me your email, and I will send these to you through the email. So you have all the measurements to make these cards or make similar cards like it if you would like to. Next week, we're going to be using a different set. I'm going to use the cottage wreaths, and we're going to do a combination of cards next week. So with that same set, we're going to make a Halloween card. We're going to make a fall thank you card. We're going to make a beautiful Christmas wreath card with that set. And then we're going to do a little grateful gift card holder. So that's next week's cards. I hope you can join me then. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope y'all have a really good rest of the week. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.